Hi all, welcome back to CloudGuru and this section. Here in this section, we will be understanding what is happening in the background while we are executing the Git commands. So far we have just created a local repo, committed those changes to a remote repo, then cloned those remote repositories and executed some of the commit messages in the remote and then pushed back to the remote repos again from local. So now would be understanding the detailed process what is happening. For that, we'll be working on the same project, which is demo project 1, which we created in the previous section. I'll open the CMD again. This time I would work in Visual Studio. To open Visual Studio, you must need to install the Visual Studio code in your machine, and then from the same directory you can just open it, the same directory of the Visual Studio by just entering the code, entering the command code space dot. This would open up the Visual Studio code here. I just close the first one. Sorry, I just close this. I'll open it again, code space dot. Yes, I trust the author. Yeah, this is the directory where we are working, which is demo project 1. Now here in Visual Studio, we have a convenient of opening our terminal from the same Visual Studio only. Let's say I want to open the CMD here and open, I can even open git bash as well, but CMD is enough for all our uh, use case. I'll just close the PowerShell one. I'm inside demo project 1. Just to view all our files there, I'll see directory which would list all our files. Now here I will add few more files. Let's say I'll add file A, enter, and also I'll add a file B, and inside file A I'll say this is file A, control saved it, and inside file B I'll just say this is file B. Done. I'll just say control save again. Yeah, it is saved. Now here if you see on top of the file it says as you, it means it says it is unstaged still. Even if you have observed in the previous video, we are staging it with git add command. So here it says it is still unstaged. That means these changes are not being tracked with the git. To track this, what I'll say is I'll just execute the command git status. It says file A and B are not tracked. These are untracked file. This is what it means, untracked U. To track this, I'll say again git add. I can simply say the file name also, but since I want to track all the changes, I'll just mention it as star. Enter. Now again, it has been saying as A. Now it has been tracked. Now from the working area, it has been moved to staged area. Now it is been tracked. Now I want to commit it. Before committing, let's say git status again. Now these have been staged, and this git staging area is the area where it allow us to change back. Like we have observed a few more changes after staging. It gives us an area where we can untrack all the changes before committing it to the repo. So let's say I want to untrack file A and add few more files or remove any of these messages. Now I want to untrack this. To untrack this file, we have a command git rm hyphen cached and the file name. Let's say I just want to untrack file A. I'll go back. I'll just say file a dot txt. We have to give the full extension. It's just a file a, not txt. So I'll go back to file a. Now if you can see, file a is now unstaged again. I'll go back to file a. This is a newer version of file a. I'll just enter the file name. This is the newer version of file a, adding a new line. Adding a new line here. So this is what I want to commit as a new change before committing back. Now what I'll do is I'll just go back. I'll just save this file. It has been saved. Now go back to the terminal and execute git add. Instead of star, you can just now stage the file a only. File a. That's done. File a is now staged. Now it says as a. Now I want to commit the changes. Git commit -m. We have to give the commit message before committing it. It says added 2 new files. So this has been committed. Now what we have to do, we just have to git, since it has been already linked with our remote repo, we just don't have to worry all those things. Just git push would be sufficient. Now if I go back to my repository, right, and refresh, those two changes would have been reflected here in the demo project 1. File A and file B. Added 2 new files. Now in case, now I realize that in this commit and in this push, there is some bugs or any kind of those things. I want to revert it back to the previous version. For that, we have a git command, git log. Just enter the git log. It says all the commit messages which we have did so far. If not, like currently which commit it is referring to. This is the latest commit which it is referring to the main branch. And it also shows us the author, who is the author of this commit, and the time and date on which it was modified. So the current author is me, which is ClueGuru. And then I want to revert it back to the previous version. Let's say before adding 2 new files, I want to revert it back to this commit. For that, we can do it. So here we have committed 2 files, file A and file B. I want to revert back to the previous commit, where to my first commit, which is, it gives us a commit idea for that commit. To do that, we have a command git checkout, and then I'll copy the copy from the terminal, just drag it, right click there, and then again double click here. That would paste our commit message, commit ID here, and then press enter. Now what it does, if you see, is it has removed file A and file B here, and it has already moved to the initial commit, which was file 1 here in our case. That's right. And this was more initial commit where we have done, and that it, if I do git logs again, sorry, go back to the terminal, point it here, I'll expand this folder, git logs again, git log, it would show the recent commit which it is pointing to, which we did recent in the previous execution. Now I want to commit back to the file where we added 2 files, commit back to the latest commit, but we are not getting this commit back to this file. Let's assume we want to commit back to this commit again. Now if we do git log, it is not giving us that git commit ID. For that, what we have to do is we have to just execute a command git log hyphen all, git log hyphen all. This would give all of the commit IDs which we have executed so far with that user ID. So we are in currently we are in this commit, which is my first commit. Then we are added two new files, which was this one. So I want to roll back to or commit back to this commit. No, not that, this one where we have added two new files. So I'll copy that commit ID, then press Q and enter. Now I'll do git checkout again, then double click, commit number would be pasted. Sorry, I just missed out here. Yeah, now two files have been added again. This is how we like play around with these git commands. I hope you understand all these workflows here. Thank you for being with us.